Hi everyone. Long time no see. Uh, Obviously, I haven't done a video in a very long time, probably over a year. Just kind of got out of the habit of doing it. Um, Lots going on. A lot of good things have gone on. Still doing the podcast if some of you are listening. So if you're a listener of the podcast, then you also know that we're going to be, my fiance and I, Tara, we're going to be, we've been hosting the show. But you also know that we're going to be having a book coming out in fall of 2018 that spotlights our personal practice of witchcraft. So look forward to having that coming out and sharing that with everybody. What I want to try and do with these videos is, come back, interact more, use YouTube as a resource, obviously, more of a resource, and answer any questions that you have, and just try and not get caught up in production and all fancy bells and whistles with just the stuff that can go along with making a video, intros, outros, little things that flash across the screen and what have you. So I look forward to just touching base with you all and interacting with you through this medium. As you can see, I have the background, my uber cheesy crushed velvet background. Crushed velvet. That's pretty much there to cover up all the crap that's behind me, which consists of like snake tanks, because we have 3 snakes. Visually it's very, very bothersome, so it's all covered up. And it's just purely utilitarian. It's not meant to be spooky or anything like that. So I really want to cut down on the production end of doing this kind of stuff. So I might even utilize my iPhone and do things like that, where it's just direct, taken directly on my phone and then sent right to the channel kind of thing. There's not going to be any fancy intros, no fancy outros, none of that kind of crap, because I do a lot of stuff as it is, and I really would like to do this channel, but I don't want to have this channel be another stress in my life. So, hopefully this will be fun. And recently, we just, Tara and I were down at FairyCon, down in Baltimore, Maryland, well, technically Hunt Valley, slightly north of Baltimore. FairyCon was an absolute blast. If you're in the area, you should definitely check FairyCon out next year, where we hope to be presenting again. I know Tara loves presenting. She's a natural at it. I may or may not present. I'm not sure. Excuse me. I just belched. And you know what? That's probably going to stay in this video, because I don't want to have to worry about editing, because editing takes time. I did 2 presentations down at FairyCon. I did my Resurrecting Necromancy, and I also did one called The Hidden Landscape. Everyone seemed to get something out of it. I definitely didn't have the attendance numbers that Tara did. Whew, she had a lot of people. And good for her. She's really good at it, and people, she seems to really enjoy it and presents very well. I seem to more enjoy an isolated form of presenting, like through this video or through podcasting. I guess there's a certain level of comfort in that, and just being not in front of everybody. I mean, I don't get necessarily cold feet in front of people. I've kind of gotten past that whole fear of public speaking thing. At some point when you do enough workshops and things like that, people are people. You do your thing, whatever. But as far as just presenting in general, I don't know if I really get anything out of it. I don't feel like I have that enthusiasm that I should have. I try to get engaging, if you can get people to laugh, that's good. And it happens. But, I keep putting myself down, and I keep getting lectured about putting myself down in regards to presenting. But it is what it is. I'm human, and I'm subjected to, the things that humans are subjected to, like, being self-conscious and things like that, and self-esteem and all that kind of shit, and confidence and all that kind of crap. Try not to be more than that, try to be human, maintain that level of humility. What else? I just thought of something else I wanted to talk about here. The concept of, this is an ever present issue especially in the online witchcraft communities. The idea of real witches versus not real witches. What a bunch of bullshit. You know, it's so stupid. I mean, as someone who identifies as a witch, even though that's a word I don't particularly particularly identify with, but it's a word that I use because it's what describes my practice to the best of its ability. I just think it's absolutely ludicrous. You know, who is and who isn't a real witch. I've seen that said by people I'm actually surprised to have said it. You know, people who go to one thing and they're like, oh, it's so good to be around real witches for a change. And I know that they have a community back home. And I'm thinking, that's pretty shitty. You know? It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Maybe it's just my age. You know, I've turned 40 back in May, and that doesn't imbue me with all this. It doesn't instantly imbue me with wisdom. Like lightning bolts didn't come down and fill my mind with wisdom and insight. But your perspective does change. You know, the older you get, the more you're just like, you know, you see more of the same coming from younger people. Younger people. Oh, that's how you know you're old, when you refer to younger people. Fuck. Yeah. You know, people like to make fun of other people in their own community, tearing them down. It's kind of, it's bullshit. I mean, I guess God, you know, I was even guilty of it at one point. It makes you feel better, right? When you tear other people down, it makes you feel superior and more important. It's shallow. That's all it is. You know, and there's a lot of people who like to provoke controversy and to pick on other people online. And what you begin to realize is they honestly have nothing better to do with their time. That's what it comes down to. Nothing better to do with their time. And at some point in your life, you get tired of arguing with people online, you know, whatever the topic is, and you realize, you know what, I have something better to do than to waste my time in front of this screen and argue with somebody online over semantics. It's silly. It's pointless and it's silly, and it's not going to stop. It really isn't going to stop. It's never going to change. It doesn't matter. You know, new things become hip, old things become bullshit, and then the things that were once hip become bullshit. It's just a cycle, you know, and, you know, some people get off on being on the current bandwagon kind of thing. It's draining. You know, it's really draining. I mean, the best thing you can do as a practitioner is, you know, you do your own thing. I think that might have been something that, I don't know, either Laura Tempest Zakroff said or Matt Aron said, is that, which do you? I think it was Matt. I think he had a blog post on Patheos about it. You know, and I don't remember everything that Matt said in the article, so I'm not citing the article, but just the idea of which do you, meaning just do your own thing. Don't worry about what other people think. You know, what makes you a real witch, what isn't, you know, real witchcraft. Such fucking bullshit. Oh my God. Such bullshit. You know, if what you're doing produces the results that you need, you can't argue with that. You know, you just can't argue with that. Has nothing to do with training or initiation or what books you have on your bookshelf. If what you're doing produces the results that you need, cool. You know, so I'm trying to also with these videos, obviously, just trying to make them a little bit more loose, notice structure, a little bit more spontaneous, get used to being spontaneous, and it's good exercise. You know, I, as an artist, I get lost in my head a lot. So it's good to be able to vocalize thoughts and feelings. That helps not only bring them into manifestation, no, but it also helps conceptualize them better if you can actually express them verbally. So, yeah. But I probably rambled on for way too much. So I hope to be hearing from you. You know, check out my links below. You know, find me online. Say hi, friend me, leave comments in this video. It's all good. I hope to be answering questions. And like I said, to not make this video channel, this YouTube channel, such a thing, you know, so the production level is going to be a little bit lower and not as nitpicky, because I can get nitpicky with editing. So, but peace. Take care.